Hi guys, it's Alex from f2p.com, and today we're doing another video analysis. As some of you may have already seen, we are actually looking at TERA, the fantasy MMORPG from Bluehole Studio, published by a number of different publishers that you may be familiar with, Gameforge, Ubisoft, just to name a few. And the game actually was released originally in South Korea, and then went to Japan, and then the US, and Europe. So it's kind of done the rounds. One of the big things about it and why we're checking it out today is this month it actually went free to play. So as with the number of other MMOs recently, they're swapping over from subscription models to free to play, which is great for us, great for you guys. What we're going to check out is the comparison between the free to play accounts and what you can get with the subscription models, which of course there are a few. With TERA, there's actually 3 different categories that an account can fall into, 2 of which are free to play, 1 of which is subscription. Basically, when the game went free to play, those that were already subscribed, and obviously going free to play changes quite a lot of things, those that were already subscribed and pre-registered, their accounts got highlighted as being veteran accounts. And essentially what this has meant is those that were registered pre-going free to play, their game hasn't really changed that much, and they kind of continue to play as normal, and they've not really kind of lost anything or gained anything. Now, in comparison to those who registered after the game went free to play, in comparison to the veteran accounts, it's a slight downgrade in a few different areas. Basically, what Bluehole have done is kind of a tip of the hat to those that were kind of on board before the game went free to play. Thanks for being with us, and we don't want to affect your game too much. The people that came after it's like, okay, you now want to play that it's free to play, okay, you're gonna have a few things less. And then the subscription model, obviously, which is their Terra Club membership. There are various different subscriptions. You've got a 30-day membership, 90-day, and then of course a year membership. It kind of goes cheaper and cheaper as you would expect the longer you subscribe for. But we'll go into that in a little bit more detail shortly. What we're going to do is do a comparison between the 3 different tiers, because you will see some differences between all of them. To see what you get as a free-to-play player, what the veterans still have, and what the club members will be able to get. Starting with character slots, which is why we're at the character selection screen. As a free-to-play player, you get 2 character slots, which I've kind of pre-created. The veteran accounts, they still get the 8 characters that they always had, so they've not been downgraded at all, carries on as normal. As similar with the club members, character slots isn't something that you gain a benefit on, you will still only have 8 character slots. We're going to log in game, we're going to check out a few of the things that we can. Some of the features, as I'll come to, we're not really going to be able to check out that much, because you have to level up before you can actually access them anyway, but we'll kind of touch on them and mention them. And first of all, I'm going to hide the general chat because people have been talking in it all afternoon. So this is TERA. I'll give you guys a little look around for those who haven't seen it before. It's a pretty good looking game, kind of action RPG. I've had a little run around and it plays pretty nice, but anyway, I mean, that's kind of not what we're looking at today. If you are interested in playing, then head over to terra-europe.com, I believe. So let's check out these features. Now, one of the interesting things that they've got is the dungeon benefits. Now, typically, as the veterans will still have, your dungeon refresh, you basically, when you've completed a dungeon instance, you have to wait a certain amount of time for the cooldown before you can go back in, which they've now classified as being 100% cooldown, the time it takes. Free-to-play players on the free-to-play account, then that's the same. It's still 100% dungeon refresh. It has a normal cooldown time. People on the club membership, it actually cools down twice as quick. It's a 200% cooldown time. So you can get twice as many dungeons done without having to wait around, which is quite an interesting thing. It's quite handy for those people that do like to do their dungeon raids. A lot of the game is kind of PvE focused. There are PvP aspects as well. but kind of dungeon delving and kind of getting items and gear, you know, that's obviously a big part of the game. One of the other things to do with dungeons is the dungeon bonus rewards. Now, as both a veteran and an F2P player, you get apparently one Valkyne's response as a bonus reward when completing a dungeon via the matching system. Valkyne response are packages with useful consumables. So that's a bonus reward that you get anyway when you complete a dungeon. The matching system is basically for pickup groups, for kind of finding a group to go in an instance with. So you get one of those per dungeon, whereas the club members, they get two. So they get twice as many. Again, you know, just a little perk for those that are willing to pay for it. Similarly, daily quests, kind of the same with the veterans and the F2P model. You can complete 10 daily reputation quests. You can complete as many normal quests as you wish, so that's not a big issue. But the daily reputation quests, you know, they obviously give you reputation points, different types of XP and things like that. So both the F2P and veterans, they can do 10 per day. Whereas the club members, they get twice as many once again, so they can do 20 quests. Now, one of the big things with the club membership in comparison to the both free-to-play models, both F2P and the veteran, are some of the extra benefits and items that the club members get, such as some special consumables. They get 30 scrolls to summon a crystal merchant in the field, 30 scrolls to summon a trade broker in the field, and 30 scrolls to summon a merchant in the field. So when you're out and about and kind of fighting, and you know, you need to either kind of get rid of some loot. You know, we all know how quickly your backpacks can get filled with gear. You know, you can actually call these NPC vendors into the field where you're at, instead of having to go back to town and getting rid of all your stuff, including the trade broker, which is essentially like the auction house type system, where different, wherever you are in the realm or the world or whatever it's called for a particular game, you know, you can buy items off players and kind of auction for them. So that's a really handy little feature, something that's completely unavailable to the F2P models, insofar as that you get nothing for free. Whether those are items that you can actually purchase on the F2P models, I don't know, but you get these 30 scrolls for each of those as a club member. You also get a teleport item. You get a reusable teleport item for 30 days that can teleport you to every major village, which is pretty handy. Whether you still have to unlock them, I don't know. It'd be very handy in kind of somewhere like this. You start on this world, you start on the Island of Dawn, that's where everybody starts. And I was kind of looking before for one of the trade broker vendors to actually check out the rest of the system. Unfortunately, there aren't any on this island. You actually have to get over to Velika, which is your closest place. And this is the city of Velika, and I believe, there you go, that's where your closest trade broker is. Unfortunately, you can't actually get there, otherwise I would have logged my character out there. You can't get there until you finish the quest chain from the starting zone, and that takes you up to level 11, so I'd have to kind of go through 11 levels of playing before we could see the trade broker. So unfortunately, we won't actually get to see that aspect, and there is kind of some details with the features in comparing the F2P and club membership models, but we'll kind of get to that anyway. So yeah, so that's kind of one of the teleport items. Like I said, you can use it for 30 days and teleport to every major village. You get daily boost items. You get one boost that increases your hunting gold by 100% for an hour. You get one boost that increases your quest gold by 100% for an hour. You get one boost that increases the gain of reputation and reputation points by 100% for 1 hour. And these items are replenished every day, which is pretty handy. Again, not available on the free-to-play models at all. And the final one is a special mount. You can ride the exclusive, very fast mount, the Nexus Warhorse, for 30 days. Now, I'm presuming it's 30 days because that is the minimum subscription that you can buy. So you've got 30 days, 90 days, 360 days. So I would imagine that these 30 days, it resets every 30 days. I can't see it just being for the first. So each month when it recharges, if you're on an ongoing subscription model, I imagine you get to keep your horse. So those kind of 4 features, the special consumables, teleport item, daily boost items, and the special mount, those items are exclusive to the club membership. Then you have bank tabs, which is why I've kind of logged out here next to the banker.
You're new around here.
As you'll see,
Tell me about
on the free-to-play model, you only get 1 bank tab, which for those that are kind of familiar with MMORPGs, you'll know that these will fill up pretty quickly, especially if you're a bit of a hoarder, or you get that nice item that you can't quite use yet. If you're a crafter and you're kind of saving up materials, these things kind of fill up pretty quickly. The veterans, they actually get all 4 tabs as they originally had in the game, so they don't lose out. The game isn't suddenly that much harder for them because the subscription model's changed. And similarly with the club membership, they also have all 4 tabs, so there's no difference there. One of the other things that we can check with this vendor is the parcel post. When you're sending a message or you want to send a gift to somebody, you can put in the amount of gold that you want to send. I have, how much do I have? I have nothing at the moment, so I'm not sending anything to anybody. However, the standard way of doing it was that you could send as much gold as you wanted via the in-game parcel system. It wasn't an issue, and similar with the club membership, that's still exactly the same. However, if you're on the newly registered free-to-play account, you can send a maximum of 10 gold per mail via the in-game parcel system. I don't know what kind of difference that will make. I mean, apart from it kind of charges you a couple of coppers, perhaps it'll charge you more if you've got 10 gold in, so you kind of keep having to spend a little bit more. So it's kind of awkward for the F2P players, but it's not going to kind of break the game, which is the good thing that they have done, in fairness. Even the F2P things where they've kind of narrowed it down and kind of taken away some of the benefits, it's not so bad that it's going to ruin the game. It's not so awkward that you're not going to enjoy playing. They've still made it so that even on the F2P accounts, you're still going to kind of be able to experience a lot of the game, like it says with the quests. You can complete as many normal quests as you wish, so that's not an issue. They still want you to kind of get a taster for the game and think, yes, it's worth joining the club membership. One of the other things that you get, I mean, it's like I mentioned, the trade brokers. Now, this is something, like I said, unfortunately we can't check out. With the veteran accounts, the standard was that you could have 30 transactions at the same time on the trade broker, so you can have 30 of your items that you've looted from monsters or kind of quest reward items that aren't bound to your character. So you can have 30 up there at a time if you like to do a bit of wheeling dealing, if that's kind of the way you make your money. The F2P players, they can have 10 transactions at the same time, and the club members, they can have 50. So if you're kind of putting a bit of money into the game, they're happy to make things a little bit easy for you, so you get 50 different transactions. Also, there is a brokerage register tax discount. You have a normal brokerage register tax of 5% at the in-game trade broker, which I presume means when you're putting your items onto the trade broker, you have to actually pay 5% of the cost of whatever you're wanting to sell it at. Now, that's the same for both F2P models, both the new players and the veterans, whereas with the club members, there's no brokerage sales tax at all. So, again, another little benefit. Nothing that's going to break the game, but it's kind of, you know, nice for those players that have paid. Similarly with sales tax on the brokers, the F2P models, you have a normal brokerage sales tax of 15% at the trade broker, which I presume means once you've sold your item, 15% of that again goes to the NPC, disappears from your bank. Whereas with the club membership, you have a brokerage sales tax of only 10%. So again, little benefits. And finally, kind of one of the other kind of quirky little things that isn't something that you get with the club membership. You don't necessarily lose anything with the new F2P, but if you were playing the game and your account has been switched over to the veteran, you actually get a special in-game title known as the Veteran of the Valkyrian Federation. So again, you know, it's nice to see that even though they've changed the whole model of the game, they still kind of don't want their old veteran players to lose out, and even so far as to give them a bit of a tip of the hat and, you know, give them a special title, which I think's you know, a great thing to do. Now, as far as kind of paying for the Terra Club membership, they've made it really easy to access. As you'll see, I mean, I'm already in the menu, but if you press escape and it pulls up your menu, you've got the Terra in-game shop. Now with this you can buy plenty of different things. It might load up a little bit odd here, if it loads at all. I was having some issues with it before. So there's different items that people can buy anyway, you know, without joining the Terra Club. So I'll kind of have a quick scroll. You see, it's kind of loading up badly, but that's not a big issue. So you know, normal players can buy strongbox keys and, you know, village atlas with guidebooks and things like that. But it also gives you a direct link to the Terra Club. You click that and it will open up a separate browser in your whichever browser explorer you're using. And so straight from there, you know, it kind of helps you find it in here. I think it may even show you a few, give you a little bit of a heads up of what you can get from the Terra Club. Ah, there you go, it's loading up a little bit better now, so that's nice to see. So Terra Club, what have we got here? So you can join the Terra Club, you can click for more info. Yeah, it still seems to be being a little bit buggy. Can we check out boosts and potions? These aren't necessarily to do with the club. These are all things that you can buy from the shop, so we don't need to look at that. So yeah, so the Terra Club, yeah, it links it. So you click join the Terra Club, and it opens up a browser, which it has done in my other window, and it's still trying to open them. A little bit glitchy there. For some reason it just kept opening tabs and tabs and tabs and tabs and tabs. So yeah, that takes you straight into the browser. You can select which membership you want. You can choose your payment method, whether you want to pay on your card or with PayPal, and then you order it and it places it on your account, and it's pretty much done. So you know, there you go. You've got some nice options. You know, the F2P game, more than playable. I've kind of been having a little bit of a play around this morning, but this is it. The club membership, definitely worth getting in if you are the type that likes to go PvEing and getting the extra items to sell, and you like doing a bit of trading, want to make a bit of extra gold. So yeah, that's pretty much everything we've got. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was informative for you, and we will see you next time. And the fly moves, they come for free.